Markets. Gadgil joins us now, President and Business Head Abrasives for Carborundum Universal. Nidan, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Despite the war, the Russian subsidy operations were not impacted, but you are unable to transfer cash. So how much cash is underlying with the Russian unit, and how do you plan to bring this to India?
Yeah, see, I think I would be speaking more on the abrasives business. This is something that connects, our electrominerals business. So I would not be in the right position to speak about this. I'm here to speak more about the abrasives business and share my views around that.
Could you broadly tell us what's happening in the abrasive business?
I think the year seems to have begun well for us. We are seeing good demand coming in from all the segments, largely driven by automotive segment. We are seeing right now demand in the passenger side is followed by CV, two-wheeler by the EV electric vehicles over there too, but the other segments of the market, like the infra spend from the government or some of the demand related to housing, we are seeing good momentum in the first couple of months of the year.
Okay. Ninad, the other thing that I wanted to also talk about is specifically when it comes to your abrasive segment. Have you been able to take price hikes, or do you think you'll be able to do so in the times to come?
Yes, so I think through last year, we were able to drive prices, especially in Q1 and Q2 of last year when we saw huge commodity side inflation. And we have been able to largely get back to our margins of Q4 of financial year 2022. So I think going forward also, we see that there would be an opportunity to take some price hikes through the year, although it will definitely be lesser than what we were able to take last year. But we don't really see margins to be driven by prices as a key lever for this year. But if there are any commodity side inflations or cost increases that we see, we know that we will be able to take those price increases in the market.
Okay. Just walk us through, in the China recovery that we've seen, because when it comes to minerals, the Chinese competition is fairly high. And given that recovery in China has been lower than expected, it is opening up. So just wanted to understand from you, what kind of an impact does this have on demand?
So, for us, we, of course, see a lot of grains being imported into the country again. Post-China recovery, we also see a lot of abrasives coming into the market in the last couple of months. We know that this obviously has some impact on the pricing for our electrominerals business. And also, it puts pricing pressure on the abrasives business. But the way we manage it is by, playing within our portfolio, moving into some of the tier 2 or tier 1 spaces, and increasing our focus, in those spaces. For electrominerals, though, the demand from the refractory side continues to be very robust, and therefore, the demand from local refractory manufacturers still continues to be very high, and therefore, they are able to play out the grains that are coming in from China and mitigate that impact. For abrasives, it's like I said, it's more a portfolio management game, and we have to, in times like this, we try and improve our focus on the tier 2 and tier 1 spaces where we do not see that much of an impact from China or Chinese imports.
Sure. The other thing, Ninad, that I wanted to talk about was also your ceramic segment. On a 3-year basis, you were looking to grow at about 20% CAGR. But for FY24, you are expecting some moderation. Are we right about that? And is there really, demand environment globally which is appearing weak?
Again, ma'am, I'm sorry, I'm here to speak more about the abrasives
Sure.
business over here today. But yes, on ceramics, as of now, we are not really seeing any softening as such. Both on the engineered ceramics as well as the wear ceramics, we see a pretty healthy demand in the next couple of months.
To revisit that with the abrasive segment, just looking at the kind of performance check, I know you highlighted it in your first answer, but the standalone growth there has been a little bit flat. What is the outlook in terms of passing on cost to consumers, and what are the projections as well that you have for the abrasives business for FY24 as a whole? What will be some of the key drivers?
Yeah, I think, like I said, we clearly see margins already coming back to the quarter four or 21-22 levels, and the year has begun well. We are seeing a good upside on automotive. We continue to see a good upside on the infrastructure segment. Some of the other segments like fabrication, general engineering, foundry and forging, also we continue to see good demand in the next couple of months. So we see a good double-digit growth coming for our abrasives business this year. We definitely feel this from a growth perspective. It will be a much stronger year than 2022-23.
Great to have you on the show today. Thank you so much for accommodating this interview request.
Sure. Thank you.